back to Beyond the Sessions. We've made it to 10 episodes. And for our 10th episode, our special guest is Sucharith, one of our SI leaders for this semester. So I'll let you introduce yourself, the course you support, your major, and things like that.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on this podcast. I am Sucharith. I am a graduate student pursuing my master's in electrical and computer engineering. I'm an SI leader for EC 90, which is Principles of Digital Circuits.
Yeah. Any hobbies you have, Sucharith?
Yes, quite a few of them. I am a huge football fan, the actual football fan. I'm a huge admirer of Lionel Messi. I watch F1. I read a lot of books about psychology and brains.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, so you're like, don't call it soccer.
No, you shouldn't call it soccer, guys. Those who are listening, it's football.
All right. So, Sucharith, we'll go back to the beginning. So what made you pick Fresno State? Why Fresno State? What brought you here?
Ooh, that's a good question, and I don't have an answer to it, to be honest. But I think it was my uncle who influenced me to chose Fresno State, I'd say, because he kind of lives very close to the Bay Area. I did apply to some universities in the Bay Area, but I couldn't get into one, and then Fresno State accepted my admission. So here I am.
So similar to a lot of other episodes, not our first choice.
Yeah. Well, it was my second choice, so I can say that.
Well, everything happens for a reason. So, you were meant to be here, right where you're at. What made you interested in your major in the first place? Like, what kind of drew you to that field?
Back in India, that's where I come from. I did my undergrad in electrical and computer engineering too. So again, it was my uncle because I'm very close to him. We used to kind of discuss about what career path should I follow, what kind of jobs that should I look for once I complete my undergrad or even my master's and all that stuff. And there was a moment where he was like, a lot of people are now, back, at least in India, were going towards computer science, data science, AI, ML and stuff. And the competition was at its peak. And in order for them to work, we need somebody who can kind of manufacture processors, controllers, and all that stuff, right? And I was kind of interested in it because for some reason I felt I was very bad at coding. So sorry for coders out there. But yeah, that what kind of drew me into electrical and computer, I'd say.
Okay. What does your uncle do?
Yeah, he's a mechanical engineer who works in Bay Area. I don't know the company name, but yeah, he's an engineer too.
Okay.
Lots of engineers in my family.
Okay. There you go. There you have it. And do you have siblings as well?
Yes, I do. A younger sister, yes.
Okay. Going to school?
Yeah, she's going to medical school in India. She's in her second year, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, I think a lot of times it's difficult. I mean, family back home, you coming Fresno. I mean, like you have family in, like you said, the Bay Area. But,
yeah.
For the most part, that's in the Bay Area. That's not Fresno. So,
yeah.
What was it like for you coming here the first time and being so distanced from home?
Yeah. I felt that distance when I came here because I was kind of jet lagged, I came, it was probably 22-hour flight. Direct flight from Bangalore, that's where I come from. And the jet lag kicked in and I was kind of rethinking my decision of why I came here and all that stuff,
You had so much time on the plane.
Yeah, I had so much time on my plane and I came here on, I suppose, August 12th. And classes wouldn't start till August 21st, so I had 10 days of time. I didn't know anything. I didn't want to do anything because it was so tiring. And all these secondary thoughts came in of why I came here and all that stuff. But then I met few people at the orientation program, which was conducted at Fresno State, made new friends. And for some reason, that made me feel like I'm at home. So it isn't very normal for me to miss home, I'd say. But for the initial 2 to 3 days, I kind of had that feeling. But then since I started going out, meeting new friends, meeting new people, it, I felt like I'm at home.
Yeah. Oh, great. That's great. And I think, I mean, even studies show that, right? Like finding some kind of connection on campus, um, and just getting involved. You know, even getting a job on campus helps people feel more connected as well.
100%.
So, okay. Well, I'm glad you feel at home and that you've, kind of found your home here at Fresno State through friends. So, beyond when you're done with your degree, I know you're talking about like what you aspire to do. Is that, something that you see yourself doing here? Do you see yourself going back home and kind of entering the field there?
Oh, it's an interesting question because I was just talking about this with my father, who said, "What do you want to do once you complete your graduation?" Because back in India, parents are like, "Tell me what you want to do, or tell us what you want to do." They just care about ourselves, I'd say. So he asked me the same question, and I was like, since I've become an SI leader here at Fresno State, I somehow like teaching.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of doing my PhD, get my doctorate or something. I don't know when that will happen, but yeah, once it happens, I might get into teaching.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right. You might be one of our faculty members.
yeah, I might. Hopefully, Fresno State accepts me again when I apply for my teaching position. Then yeah.
Yeah, so that's wonderful. And we've heard that a couple times where, so it sounds like teaching wasn't necessarily something you thought about before until you had this experience with this.
Yes, definitely, because I think I'm that kind of a person who would always want to help people who are struggling. So that is what we as an SI leaders at the Learning Center do, right?
Yeah.
So it's a really good way of also connecting with people, making connections, forming that bond, I'd say. And I always had fun doing that. So yeah.
Gotcha. Well, it's great. A lot of things you don't know until you really get that experience, right? Even with majors, a lot of folks pick a major, they enjoy it, but then when they really get into that field, it might not be what they kind of envisioned it to be. So let's kind of fast forward to you becoming an SI leader. So you get those invitation emails. What kind of piqued your interest? Why choose this position? Because it's not the easiest position on campus.
Yeah, I remember one of my friends telling me that this is not the easiest position to apply for because you have to deal with a lot of developing content, planning forms. Now that I'm doing, I can understand why it is hard, right?
Yeah.
But to be honest, why I chose was I desperately needed a job because I had no on-campus job during my first semester, so this is my second semester right here. So I just desperately needed one, and to be honest, I thought this would be pretty easy, just facilitating a course that I already studied.
You know the material.
Yeah, I know the material. I got straight A's in that course, so it's going to be easy. But trust me, it is not. But definitely, it is a learning too because you teach and then you learn, right? That's what I strongly believe. So it is not just you kind of bossing over your students that are coming into your sessions, but you kind of learning with them too.
Yeah, absolutely. What have you found? You're 2 months in essentially, or like a month something. What have you found to be the most fulfilling part of your position as an SI leader?
The gratitude that probably I get from students when they understand some concept which they've been struggling with. Although I don't explain it because as an SI leader, there are policies where we say they're like, you don't have to teach, you don't go into teaching and all that stuff. It is quite hard to not do that because you kind of go into that mood. But when I kind of facilitate them with resources and use those fundamental 5 concepts and everything, and they understand it, and I'm like, wow, something that I planned from scratch, it worked, and people are happy with it. So yeah, that kind of makes me feel happy, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. What about the most challenging part?
Oh, definitely planning forms. I kind of hate doing them. I'm so sorry. But
This is where you could be honest.
yeah. I don't know because I can't. I think it is with me and probably with many other SI leaders too. I can't translate my ideas into words.
Okay.
I find it difficult for some reason, but fortunate enough, I have SI mentors who are guiding me and other SI leaders I talk to, and up until now, it looks good. So yeah, that's something that I really hate doing it. It's not something challenging, I'd say, because there are a lot of people who are helping, but it's something that I, as a lazy person, am not really interested
and
in it.
It's a tedious aspect for sure.
It is. It is.
So I hear you. If I was an SI leader, that probably would also be what I enjoy the least.
Yeah.
But I think seeing how that translates into facilitation of sessions, it's like it's may not be the most fun part, but the planning is crucial, right?
It is.
So I hear you. So what would you say? You took on this position. It wasn't in essence, it wasn't what you expected because you're like, I thought it was going to be easy, but it has all this work.
Yeah.
And yet, you continue to do it. So what would you say, besides the fundamental 5 and these that you're trained on, what skills would you say maybe you've gained in your time, since becoming an SI leader?
Oh, yeah.
Strengthened.
I think definitely I was not this kind of a person that you're kind of seeing right now because I was very shy, introverted, very limited with my friend group and everything. Okay. I was that kind of a person. So, but with the training sessions during the winter break and being an SI leader, you have to be proactive. You have to reach out to students. You have to talk to them, understand where they are struggling and all this. So those things were, I was obligated to do them because that's my job. So I kind of pushed myself harder, I'd say, kind of came out of that bubble. And those things are something that have improved. My communication definitely has improved, I'd say. And the way I speak to people, my network has definitely improved a lot. So, yeah.
Good. Yeah. I was like, shy. I was like, I don't know about shy. I remember you in beginning of semester training, you were really into activities.
Yes. I came with this mindset that, okay, this is my first job, literally. Yeah. I've never done any job before in my life. I wanted it to be as good as possible. I wanted it to be as great as possible. I wanted it to start with a positive note. So I came with that energy. I hope I came with that. Yeah. I'm glad that I did.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, now will be memorable since will be your first job.
Yeah.
So I know you talked about your hobbies, kind of jumping back to you. Football fan, you mentioned Messi, but what's your team? Who do you follow?
Barcelona. Visca Barça.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big fan here.
Yes.
Okay. What about something that maybe most people wouldn't necessarily know about you unless they specifically asked you?
I write poems. I might not look like one, but I write these short verses or poems or some songs in my local language, though. English, I kind of find it difficult. I did write some, but yeah, that's something that I don't usually share with people. But here it is. So if you want some poems to be written to your friends, your family, you can always come to me.
All right, Sucharith, the poet.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to have you make one. I won't put you on the spot right now, but we'll have to hear some later from you.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. Okay, and remind me what other hobbies you have?
Oh, F1.
F1.
Yes.
Okay, so you follow
Formula 1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The racing. I've seen. I haven't personally followed it myself, but I do see it's a very big thing.
It is. In terms of money, in terms of fame, in terms of the sport being so technical, in terms of the physicality that is involved in the sport, it is very big. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't personally, but what kind of drew you interested in that? Like, what got you into it?
I don't know. It is just boys being boys, I'd say. I like cars,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
F1 would be the epitome of a car, right?
Okay.
So yeah, that kind of drew me in. And Ferrari being my favorite team. Michael Schumacher was one of the most influential drivers in F1, and my father was a big fan of him. So my father started watching those races. I
And
got
that's how
into
you,
one, yeah,
yeah. Ah,
and
okay.
then I chose my own path. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
And then you also mentioned reading.
yes,
So I find that most times people, especially college students, because you're assigned readings
uh
so
huh,
often, it can be hard to still enjoy reading for fun.
yeah, yeah. That's true. I'd say, but surprisingly, I've not read many research papers. Although I'm in my masters right now, I've never read a research paper, the whole thing.
Okay.
Never did that. But I like reading these non-fictional books. Fiction is not my thing. I don't really connect with it. But non-fiction, that too, I think it is from my father. He used to suggest me these books to read when I was, when I have some free time, rather than just scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or something. Utilize your time more wisely, right?
Yeah.
Although I read 2 pages and then go back to Instagram.
I was like, yeah, I'm more
Yeah.
likely to be scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah. So, but that is how I slowly got into reading. And mostly it's because my father is a bioscience teacher, he's also a teacher.
Oh, okay.
So he used to bring these books about brain, psychology, how it will affect our daily life and everything. So that is how I started reading those books.
Yeah, so I know. Well, you had an interest in reading like psychology. You talked about an interest in having the mind, but like that's not something that you wanted to pursue.
No, it's just I'd say probably my hobby.
Okay.
If some of my friends come together, we usually talk about them. Although it is not a very nice topic to discuss about, I'd say, but yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting. Alrighty. So, in your time here, what maybe have you found a favorite place to eat?
Ooh, I think Doghouse Grill has some nice burgers, and probably Mad Duck,
Okay.
and for desserts, ooh, probably ampersand.
Oh my God, you're speaking to me right now. I love
Yeah,
Amazon ice cream.
I love the sea salt and vanilla ice cream that they have. Although they change their menus every week, I think,
Yeah, or
or every
I don't know
day.
how often, but yeah, they
Yeah,
change
they
their
change their
flavors.
flavors and menus. So the one I tried was rock sea salt and vanilla.
Gotcha.
And for coffee,
Okay. Oh,
I'd
you're jumping my
say.
questions here, but
Oh,
it's
oh,
okay.
oh,
Go
oh,
for
I'm
it.
sorry.
No,
Yeah,
tell us your order.
yeah. For coffee, I would say probably Two City Roasters, or even Coffee Collect Bar at Campus Point.
Okay, I haven't tried. They have weird hours there. It's like the 8 to 5,
Oh yeah, yeah,
right? So
yeah,
like, I can't get it before work,
yeah.
and I can't get it after work. So, but I haven't tried it.
Yeah, it is really good. Turkish coffee there, amazing. Although
Okay.
you can't take Turkish coffee out for, to go out or something, you have to go sit somewhere in the bar, cafe and drink, because they don't
Oh,
usually do parcels or something like that.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, someday I'll try it, but not
definitely.
on a work day apparently. But yeah, no, it's crazy because we were just talking about Doghouse before
Oh
we
yeah,
came in too. So,
Dagos is good.
what do you get at Mad Dog?
Uh, there was this one friend of mine who I met in one of the clubs. He took me to Mad Duck, and it is good. I can just say it is good because I don't remember what I ate.
Okay, but you feel like you enjoyed it though.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Do you have a favorite season of the year?
I mean, it is hard, but for me, I'd prefer winters over summers anytime.
Same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
summer's not my thing. Although I
Yeah.
come from India, it is not something I enjoy. Yeah, and probably spring.
Okay.
It's a very decent time of the year. Nice sceneries around you. You can enjoy a nice cup of coffee. I'm a coffee addict, so
Coffee addict. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's. I would say I'm a coffee enthusiast.
Yeah, I was an enthusiast probably 2 3 years ago, but now
Now
I've become an
it's a
addict.
problem. Okay. All
It's a
right.
problem for me. I can't control. I can't control myself drinking coffee. So it's like 3 4 5 cups a day.
Oh wow.
No, yeah, I know it's
So
bad,
you
but
have a
yeah.
lot of caffeine. For
Mm-hmm.
sure.
I do.
Do you, do you like, well, are you having like do you make your own coffee, or you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do make my own coffee, and whenever I don't get a chance to make my own coffee, I usually go to a near cafe which is nearby.
That's a lot of coffee.
Yeah, it is.
I'm over here feeling Red Bull.
Yeah, I think that kind of increased my, what do you call that, the level of saturation. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I don't want to get to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to
It
feel
is
like,
bad though.
yeah.
I feel very bad saying this, but yeah.
I mean, college student, you will give it a go. It's fine. All right. What about dream vacation destination?
Ooh. I've always heard that South America has some nice places, cool places to visit. And Europe, obviously, with the history and heritage that it has. But if you're talking about just America,
Dream vacation.
okay, dream vacation. Okay, so then it would be it would probably be Greece.
Okay.
Yeah, and South America, it would somewhere be Brazil or even Argentina.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
You see, I've let's put some accent in it.
Yeah,
Argentina.
he didn't say Argentina.
Yeah,
he said
yeah.
Argentina.
So,
I like it.
Mhm.
Okay. Does that have anything to do with you being a Messi?
yeah, it has, it has.
Okay.
I'm trying to learn Spanish for Messi, so
Okay.
just so I can have a conversation with him for 2 minutes, if I get to have.
Getting 2 minutes is going to be the difficult.
Yeah.
Not the span.
That's true.
Have you been able to see him in person, like play?
No, unfortunately
Okay.
not. But I heard 2026 FIFA World Cup is happening in US. So if we can play up until 2026, I'll be here up until 2026. I hope so.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully
Alright.
in 2026.
Well, I hope you get the chance.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite movie genre?
Oh, not a big fan of movies.
Okay.
But there was this one friend of mine back in India who is a big movie buff, right? He used to work in a film school. And when I used to go to movies with him, he used to take me. So anytime I go watch a movie, for me it is an entertainment. But for him, it is all these technical details, the color grading, the script, and everything.
wow.
So I kind of hate it.
You went with the wrong person.
Yeah, I went with the wrong person. I know. Yeah, but since then I was like, okay, no more movies for me. Yeah.
All right. Sister, do you have a favorite artist, like musical artist?
Music artist. Yeah, I usually listen to a very few artists.
Okay.
I found this artist when I was doing gym back in India. He was called Nate Frankenstein, NF. He's a Christian rapper. That's what I've heard. He has good songs, very songs that talk about mental health, songs that talk about how do you improve yourself and all that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think I'd say him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What is your spirit animal?
Spirit animal. Ooh, I'd say I'm I don't know. Somebody who is lazy, but at the same time somebody who is kind to everybody. I hope I'm kind to everybody, but yeah, any animal that kind of resonates with both of them. I don't know.
I can't think of one.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
Yeah, just let's just say sloth because it's lazy.
You know what's crazy? I thought sloth when you said.
Yeah,
lazy too.
and it doesn't do anything to anybody. So yeah, I'm a sloth.
All right.
That's my
I like
spirit
it.
animal.
Okay. And you already gave us, your coffee. Well, you gave us your coffee places. What's your Starbucks or Dutch Bros order if you get coffee from there?
Yeah. I'm a no nonsense guy, so it would probably either be a black coffee or even a hot chocolate or even a caramel macchiato. Any of these three.
All right.
Yeah, nothing other than those.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's all the questions I have for you, Sucharith. Yeah, thank you for making time for the podcast, and I hope I know I definitely learned about you and you coming on this episode. So I hope other folks also learned something about you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is actually my first podcast.
There you go.
So
first job, first podcast.
Yeah, all first. So thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you.